Hey guys, I was just going to do my reaction video to The Gifted Season 1, Episode 11. I guess it's supposed to be like 3x1 or 3 times, 3x1, which I guess is supposed to be a reference to the Stepford Cuckoos, who were revealed in the last episode or a few weeks ago before it went on Christmas break, holiday hiatus, about how Esme was just using the Mutant Underground to break her sisters out of the, I guess Sophie and Phoebe, if I'm not mistaken, out of Trask Industries. I mean, that was just I guess that was kind of like not really like a secondary goal, but just kind of like coincided with her. It was like a goal of the Mutant Underground. It just happened to coincide with hers, so it was just kind of like a means to an end. And the three sisters ended up using their collective telepathy to get most of the agents to kill, pretty much all the agents to kill themselves, except for Jace Turner, who's now probably gonna hates these guys. He's probably gonna hate them even more, even when the Struckers went to his house to try to reason with him to at least transfer them to a prison instead of letting them be experimented on. But now I'm not so sure if he's really going to care so much, considering now all of his agents got killed just from trying to listen to him, or trying to listen to the Struckers.
What are those?
Purifiers.
We should go.
Hey, what the hell are you doing in my car?
Stop.
One of us saw you walk into... Are you one too? Speak up, boy.
No, I'm human.
Come on, man.
You're not gonna do anything? How can you be okay with this? How can any of you be okay with this?
Parting moments were heated.
To say the least. This business at the Trask Lab. Messy.
Didn't see you put your ass on the line. We barely got out of there with our lives. Think about that the next time you pat yourself on the back for taking down a hedge fund from behind your desk.
I was recruited to rebuild the Hellfire Club with you. Activities like mine make that possible, while indiscretions like yours make that difficult. You killed a dozen Sentinel Services agents.
It was unfortunate. It would have been more, but we didn't have time to finish off the rest.
A lot of noise, and the Hound program is still running, stronger than ever from what our sources say.
You don't need to tell us there's a problem. We were there. Most of us, anyway.
Our associates have made it clear to me that we need to act quickly, but they're concerned we don't have the firepower to take this program on. Not now.
We can get help from the same place. We got it before.
For your expenses. Don't let us down.
Edward Weeks was a good man. He was a good agent. And he was my friend. He lived a life of service and he gave the ultimate sacrifice.
Everything Dreamer did, she did for everyone here, up until the very end. She could have disguised herself as a human forever, but she chose to live here with us, her true family.
I grew up in my granddad's church. There's a story that I learned there that I think is relevant today. In the beginning, the Lord loved one angel above all the others. To him, he gave special gifts. He made that angel beautiful and powerful. But one day, that angel decided that he wanted to rule over heaven. That angel disobeyed God. For that, he was cast down out of heaven.
Lucifer.
That angel was Lucifer. We have living among us some who have been given special gifts. Some who, like Lucifer, have followed their pride into darkness. They ask for understanding, they ask for tolerance. But I am done tolerating evil.
It's days like today that remind us we're up against people that don't think of us as human. And they will point to our differences. But the simple fact is this: we love like they do. die like they do. We grieve like they do. And we share that today. And Sonia will not be forgotten. I promise. We will find justice for her.
I promise you we're gonna find the mutants responsible for this and bring them to justice.
'Cause most of us are bitter over someone, setting fire to our insides for fun, to distract our hearts from ever missing out. But I'm forever missing him.
We'll get right to the point. We're here about the Hound program. It's still going on. It's looking to expand, in fact. We want your help to stop it.
What? You came in here and lied to us. What, now you want our help? You used us so you could slaughter those agents at the lab.
We did what we had to do. I saved your children. Did I mislead you? Yes. So you would do what had to be done. And as for your plan, to ask the Sentinel services to give up nicely, that would have ended with as many corpses. But they would have been yours.
Why do you need us?
Yeah, I saw you three control to act now. Make no mistake, the humans will come for us all. We have information about Campbell's plans, resources to share. Meanwhile, you have muscle.
Hang on, are we seriously considering this?
No, we're not. We're not going to listen to this anymore.
Enough. We're not debating this. Not here. Not now. We heard what you had to say. Now you need to leave.
Couldn't find much out there, but there are 3 of them that we know of. Esme, Sophie, and Phoebe.
Spunky.
Do they have a last name?
Frost, but they use new aliases every week. When Sophie and Phoebe were arrested, they gave their last name as Cuckoo. Probably just to piss off the cops.
When you were in the lab, they talked about themselves?
It's not like we had a chat. We were in a military transport, and then they got real busy.
They're capable of limited psychic control if they're close and the target doesn't see it coming. They're politically connected, wealthy. One of them even infiltrated Senator Montez's campaign last year.
Montez? That jackass is a Shirley Purifier. They've got the right enemies, that's for damn sure.
Doesn't mean we can trust them. If we actually form an alliance with these people, it's gonna tear this place apart.
This place is already coming apart. Just leaving isn't gonna solve anything.
It wasn't my idea. They didn't give me much of a choice.
Listen, I get that you need to go with your family. But take it from someone who did lots of running. It's not gonna solve anything. At some point, you're gonna have to take a stand.
I tried that. You saw what happened. Got Sonia killed.
That was not your fault, okay? Look, I learned the hard way that hate feeds on fear. And if you run, hate wins.
Got a point.
I heard about you and your family running off here from Atlanta. What's that about?
Ask them. I guess they wanted to protect us or something.
They really don't get it, do they?
Get what?
Ignore her.
You're hardly someone who needs protecting. You need to talk to your parents.
I tried. They didn't listen.
You have to speak to them as Andrew von Strucker if you want to be taken seriously. Surprised I know your real name?
Ignore her.
I know all sorts of things.
The Hellfire Club? Oh, I'm sorry, something funny?
You have no idea, do you? About your father?
My father is a pilot who died in a plane crash
your
when I
real
was...
father. Not the poor sap who married your mother. You must have heard stories.
I don't want to
You
talk
should know
about
that
it.
your father was a member of the Hellfire Club. More than a member, a king. That makes you royalty.
What, because you got my mother pregnant? That has nothing to do with me.
What if...
Whoa. What was that about?
I was just thinking.
Those are some strong thoughts.
Yeah. That much metal, this distance, not even trying. Could never do that before.
No.
I think it's because of the baby.
I know. John needs to see us.
Frost Sisters will be here soon. We need to decide what.
Cling to your ideals, or do you want to survive?
We can't just chuck our principles because it's convenient. No, the X-Men chose us for a reason. It's not because we can kill.
If we wanted to kill people, we would have done it 1,000 times already, but we didn't.
We have to be better than that. Now, we need to take out the Hound program, and we will, Mona. But we have to do it our way.
Hey, listen up. I just got word over the police radio. Something big is about to go down.
Where?
Hey, just checked in with the transport people.
Any luck?
There's a trucking company that might be able to help us.
Might. So there's a chance we could stay longer?
Baby, I don't want...
here was to get away from Atlanta.
But I can help people there.
Okay, Andy, we've already talked about this. I don't understand.
No, you don't understand.
Oh! Get down!
Move it! Take a left!
Let's go.
What are you doing to them?
We're just giving them something to think about. I know you're squeamish about killing.
More agents coming this way. Too many for us to handle.
Well then, I guess we better get in. They could have shared it instead of hiding behind their screens and their chessboards. You have to sacrifice a few pawns. They needed to understand what we were up against. We're all fighting for our survival. Nothing like a brush with death to drive that home.
We almost lost the Struckers.
Oh, they're hardly lost. As you finance guys always say, no risk, no reward.
Okay, so first of all, I'm going to say that I really enjoyed how the funeral of Agent Turner's partner and the funeral for Sonya were juxtaposed together, and how he used the analogy of Lucifer's origins for how he basically sees mutants now at this point. Like, they're people who were given abilities, born with such abilities, and now they're abusing that power and using it for evil. And with Eclipse giving a eulogy for Sonya, saying that humans are definitely going to see them as, monsters, which he's absolutely right about, even though they hurt and love and suffer just like they do. And it's also just made a lot of sense. And it's also just also kind of made a lot of sense that he was that Thunderbird was the last one to put down I guess just plants, for lack of better terms, like on the grave made for Sonya, since they were in a relationship, and even though they weren't officially boyfriend girlfriend at the time because of the whole being fugitives, it was I think it didn't make sense that he was trying to, he's like the leader of the Mutant Underground, so he's the one he's hurting the most, yet he's trying to keep his emotions in check and not let them affect his judgment, and try to be a little more level-headed. But then the thing is about, and I read like interviews with Skylar Samuels, who plays the Stepford Cuckoos, or at least they're going by Phoebe, Sophie, and Esme Frost. She basically just said that Esme was supposed to be the ego, and I think the other second sister was supposed to be the id, and another sister was supposed to be the super ego, which I get, when you're just from taking an acting class, that's you got to come up with a motivation in your head about how you want to portray these three characters, just so you can walk a mile in their shoes. But it's not coming across on screen. They basically just all act like they're basically kind of manipulative, and almost like I feel like they're almost kind of less like one. I don't know. It's like the whole hive mind thing. Even though they're not using their telepathy, it's almost like they all act exactly the same. But it feels like. And the thing that doesn't help is that they don't identify them all by names or they don't identify themselves when they're on screen, and like they all wear like the same, and they all wearing the same clothes. So it's like which one's which one of them is talking, especially when they're talking to that dude who's trying to help them form the Hellfire Club. And it's nice they have, he gives them a diamond as payment. It's like nice Easter egg, the fact that they're supposed to be in the comic books sisters who are clones of Emma Frost, who had the ability to turn skin into the diamond in addition to telepathy. But I know this is not the CW, where an Easter egg is actually going to become an important plot point, so I just feels like, I don't know if it's really, the diamond thing is going to really amount to anything more than an Easter egg, just because, I don't know, I don't have a gauge of like what, they probably have so much money in their special effects budget. So, and then there's the other thing where it's just like, you don't know like which sister's talking to which, when one goes to talk to Polaris and the other goes to talk to Andy, like you don't understand, like they all kind of act like pretty similar in personality. So that's like my one gripe about it, is that you think they'll be kind of distinct, like in some way there'll be like some nuances between the three that helps tell them apart, but there isn't, and it's kind of sad to see. I mean, I get like they're, I don't know. I mean, I read some comic books with the Cuckoo sisters, but I just figure, and I get like I guess it's somewhat true to form to the source material, but it's just sort of us like, I don't know. I guess I was kind of disappointed, like between the interview with the actress about how distinct their personalities are supposed to be, and then not seeing this on screen. I guess it comes from the fact that it's just, they really just don't, and I guess because there's not like any like inner conflict or like, interaction among the three of them. It's just how they interact with the rest of the cast. It's just them, manipulating people, and it was kind of cool to see, Polaris's powers growing to the point where she was able to close the safe in the at the Mutant Underground, and even the fact that even though her actress Emma Dumont like revealed this in interviews, like it was implied that Magneto was, for anybody thinking who was going to say like, oh, Magneto's always been like the leader of the Brotherhood of Mutants, and anybody who's been like read the comic books for a long being overthrowing Sebastian Shaw, and was known as, also nicknamed the White King. And I feel, and the fact that Magneto like hooking up with Polaris's mom and like not being like an active like father figure, I feel like she has gives her like a similarities to Quicksilver and the X-Men franchise, the X-Men movies. Again, I keep hearing like conflicting things about whether or not this connects to the movie franchise or whether this is like its own thing. It's just kind of, I just hear conflicting things and nothing like that I find it substantiating one way or the other. But it's kind of cool that her powers are growing, and maybe we'll learn more about where Magneto is, like what he's been up to all these years, like what happened to him, and was he a participant in the July 15th incident, and and was it just because of, maybe it was because it was more extreme methods he tried to keep himself at distance from Polaris as a way of protecting her in his mind, like who knows. But it's kind of clear that that the Frost sisters did approach Polaris as one of the people and Andy, because like it was clear that being telepaths, and we've both seen like on screen, even when talking to Eclipse and Lauren, that they were more that they were basically just more open to using extreme methods and not pacifist methods anymore, just because of like all the hell that they've been through. Polaris, especially because she's going to be a mom, and so they decide like they're still going to resort to not throwing away their ideals for the sake of survival, especially after having a heated conversation with Eclipse and Thunderbird. This is why the X-Men shows us if we wanted to kill, we could have done it 1,000 times over, and we didn't. And you can see like they didn't want to do it because of the cannon fodder that all the death and destruction that the Frost Sisters caused is now not only strengthened Turner's resolve, but it's also why he went back to was willing to work with Dr. Campbell again. And that the fact that, the studies he was doing of the Strucker twins were supposed to be how he can combine, mutants' powers, or like you combine their powers or use their power, or the study of the Hive Sisters of how they can use their shared powers, using similar powers to become weapons of mass destruction and their hunts to take down mutants. As seen with the guys whose arms were in this like metal were binded together. It's like one had like gravity manipulation, one was like telekinetic abilities. How they were almost like wrecked that entire house. That the Struckers were taking sanctuary in because Reed and Caitlin decided, there's too much tension after the Frost Sisters' actions. We need to leave and just head off to Mexico. They're going to stop at this location where I don't remember his name. Like the guy who can create illusions that was flirting with Lauren. They finally hook up. I mean, I didn't mind it. I mean, it's not like it overtakes the plot, and it's not like this is a CW show where it just seems like there's it can be. Where it's like so in your face with the shipping. So I was just like, I was indifferent. I mean, I didn't mind it, so I'm just kind of like, whatever. I'm surprised that Reed was saying that, it was good, telling him it was good to see him, because I would think he would probably be more of an overprotective father and just want to kind of keep them separated, teenagers with raging hormones. But I was kind of shocked by how much those two mutants are like wrecking the place, and it seems like, the Frost Sisters, when they were escaping, they're willing to work with the Mutant Underground, or at least in order to get the Mutant Underground to work with them, a piece of their methods of not resorting to killing, just so they can use them to help rebuild the Hellfire Club and whatever kind of plans that organization has. So it's interesting to see like what that third party is going to be doing, and it was. I mean, I don't know. I was kind of like indifferent to the flashbacks. I mean, I guess that's my only gripe about the biggest gripe about the episode is that you see in the flashbacks that that Senator I guess the person who was like running for senator who I guess Esme was spying on or infiltrated his campaign in order to figure out what happened to her sisters. It just felt like the connection didn't go anywhere, because it's not like, I don't know, it's not, because it's not like she was like one of the people, who was just like, who the Frost Sisters tried to appease to and get them into their way of thinking. I mean, she was just kind of like a neutral party who was just like, I don't want to run from the fight, but I'm not so sure about trusting the Frost Sisters. So it's not like she was swayed to one side or the other. So I was kind of wondering what the point of the flashback was. So, I mean, I feel like you can just take that scene or leave it. But in any case, I like the episode. For some reason, I don't know, it's going on another hiatus, so it's not. So the last two episodes of the season are not going to air until the week after next. I don't know why. I don't know why they just don't air them next week, but because it's going to be weird, because it's like it's basically going to conflict with watching Supergirl. I'll be able to do reaction videos to the mid-season premiere and this finale. It's kind of a time inconvenience. And in addition to that, and you can also, I'm gonna see if I can get around to doing a Walking Dead mid-season finale reaction. I know it hasn't been up in a while. I just found out that a few weeks ago the X-Files was coming back, so I might do reaction videos to at least like maybe the first few episodes. But again, because there's already like so many shows that I already do reaction videos to at this point, and planning on doing reaction videos to. It depends on whether or not I'm gonna have time to do all of them, but I'll just keep you posted and keep you updated as often as I possibly can. But what do you guys think of the episode? What are you looking forward to in the mid-season finale in 2 weeks? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.